Everyone, and welcome back to the channel for another 1/6 scale unlicensed figure unboxing and review. And today we're going to be taking a look at the 6 Feet Lane Studio Conundrum Man, aka the Riddler, as played by Paul Dano in the 2022 Matt Reeves directed The Batman. The review will take the usual format. We'll have a quick look at the box, then we'll be diving down onto the table for a look at all the accessories that come with the figure. Then it will be out with the Riddler himself, onto the stand, onto the turntable for a close-up look, and then we'll be wrapping the whole thing up with a mini showcase at the end, as always. Just before we get started, I would like to say a huge thank you to everybody who's liked, commented and subscribed to the channel. It's your subscriptions that keep us going, and a massive thank you for everyone who's supported us. If you haven't already, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We have lots more content coming up, some of which is on the horizon we'll list before we zip over to the mini showcase at the end. Also as well, I'd like to say a huge thank you to William Wang for providing me with this figure. If it's anything quarter scales, 6 scales, statues, anything along those lines that you're after, drop him a line. I am sure he will be more than willing to oblige. And as always, there'll be a link to his Facebook page in the description below. Bit of background before we get into the box. As viewers to my channel will know, and anyone who's watched my collection room tour video will know, I am a massive Batman fan, and it's safe to say it's the character that makes the most appearances in my collection. And as the in-art Batman seems to be very close to release, he said, fingers crossed, I thought this would be a good time to get the Riddler as a companion piece. I decided not to go with the Hot Toys version of Batman, not because I'm an in-art fanboy, but simply because I don't have an in-art figure in my collection, and I really wanted to see what all the fuss was about. The in-art version of Batman will be going up for review as soon as it lands. And now let's get this out of the way before we start. I am not the biggest fan of the Batman movie. Controversial, I know, but there it is. I'm putting it out there. In my opinion, it's overly long, with an ending that feels tagged on. It's too slow, it's too dark, not in its subject matter, but in how it's shot. And as much as I like Robert Pattinson as an actor, he makes a good Batman, don't get me wrong, but his moody, emo Bruce Wayne just doesn't work for me at all. So, yeah, I've said it, there it is. So why Mr. Go Figure? If you don't like the movie, are you buying the 6 scale figure? I hear everybody cry. Well, the short answer to that is I'm a bit of a Batman completionist. Hell, I even have the Hot Toys Batman Forever figures in my collection, and we all know what a train wreck of a film that was. But that's enough of me and my flying rodent issues. Onto the box. It's a simple shoebox design. On the front here, you've got a picture of the figure itself. It says "Unmask the Truth" in that scratchy writing that we've come to associate with the Riddler. You've got sort of the Riddler symbol on his chest of the jacket there. It says the Conundrum Man at the bottom, 6 scale collectible figure. Very simple, very straightforward. On the side here, you've got 6 Feet Lane Studio. Now, at this point, let's get this out of the way. Rather than falling over my words, trying to say 6 Feet Lane Studio every 2 minutes, let's call it what it is. I believe this is actually Mars Toys. I'm pretty certain it is Mars Toys. If I'm not, please feel free to correct me in the comment section below, but I'm pretty certain it is. So we're going to call it Mars Toys from now on. So yeah, 6 Feet Lane Studio on that side, 6 Feet Lane Studio on that side, nothing on the top, nothing on the bottom. Flip it round. And on the back here, you've got the usual credits and warnings. Fair to point out as well, it's quite nicely done, this lettering. I believe this is in the same style as the Bat computer that he uses in the film. But yeah, all your warnings and all your credits are there. Don't piss this figure off, or it might wake you up in the early hours of the morning laying carpet. So yeah, there you have it. That's the box itself. Relatively simple, but pretty effective. So, and this is a brand new figure. It's literally just come in, gone straight in front of the camera. So let's crack those seals and dive down onto the table and have a look at everything that comes with your Riddler figure. Okay, so here we are down on the table with all the accessories that come with your Riddler figure. We'll start with the hands, as always. You know me and my hands. There are a pair already on the figure itself, and we have another 3 pairs down here. So you've got 4 pairs of hands, 8 in total, so it's nice to see you've got a variety of hands going on there. They're all gloved, as you can see, as are the pair on the figure. And we'll pick a couple at random here. You've got basically you've got gripping hands and fisted hands. We'll take a look at the fisted hands first. The sculpt is relatively simple here because as I say, all the hands are gloved. The sculpt on the gloves themselves is pretty nice. You've got these ribs on the back. There's some bunching on the wrist area there. There are seams on the gloves. They're all pretty nicely done. Relatively simple sculpt. Relatively straightforward. We'll grab a gripping hand. So you can take a look at the palm in there. Yeah, there are creases in the palm, which is nice to see. All of them have got this dot here, this hole rather, where you can see the skin underneath. Now, I am not 100% convinced that actually is screen accurate. I'm not sure that his gloves had that hole in them in the movie. If I'm getting this wrong, please correct me in the comment section below, but I think that's inaccurate. But yeah. It's on all the gloves, but, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, they're not perhaps the best sculpt I've ever seen, but most certainly not the worst. Let's do the flexibility test. Yeah, you've got a soft to medium here, erring on the side of soft. So good for posing and good for handling accessories. So yeah, as I say, you've got a variety of gripping hands, like this one and this one. You've got fisted hand, 2 fisted hands. Yeah, just a good selection there to be going at if you're wanting to pose this figure with accessories. So yeah, off to a good start. Not the best hands in the world, but most certainly not the worst, as I mentioned. So we'll put those to one side and move on. Let's take a look at this next. Now, I've not taken these out of the bag. What you've got here are 5 black cable ties and what look like 5 very small carabiner clips. Now, I believe these are to be used with the duct tape, which can be attached to the figure. Perhaps not a look I will be going for. We'll wait and see until we get to the mini showcase whether I use these. But they're staying in the bag for the time being because, as viewers to my channel will know, I have sausage fingers, and there's nothing worse than losing a small accessory. Well, there is one thing worse than losing a small accessory. That's losing a small accessory in the middle of a review. So we'll put those to one side for the time being. What else do you get? Let's have a quick look at this base. Now, this really does give it away as being a Mars Toys base because it has all the hallmarks of Mars Toys. It's the same shape. You have that same, what feels like a metallic nameplate at the front. The font is the same. It's got a sticker on the top. It's that same hexagonal shape. It's all plastic. You've got some felt feet on the bottom, which is nice to see. So it's not going to slide around too much in your display. And it's just got this sticker on the top here with the Joker symbol. It's perhaps not the best applied sticker I've seen. I've seen better from Mars Toys. Yeah, there's some peeling at the edges here, and there's a little bit of bubbling, but it does the job. And as I say, yeah, this is one of those things that doffs its hat to Mars Toys, so we know the origins of this figure. Comes with a standard issue crotch grabber that we see with Mars Toys, so we'll put that to one side. That's your stand. What else do you get? Let's take a look at these glasses. I'm going to issue the usual warnings straight away. 6-scale glasses, handle with caution. What you've got here are basic clear plastic frames and lenses. They look pretty screen accurate to me, although I'm not so sure that shape is 100% spot on. And these don't actually look identical to what we're seeing here on the actual box itself. We'll take a look at that momentarily, but yeah, perhaps slightly off shape-wise, but on the whole, pretty well sculpted. And as I say, handle with caution, as we know. 6-scale glasses can be problematic and break very, very easily. So we'll put those to one side. What else do you get? Now, you get a variety of of cards. Now, I believe these are all screen accurate. I'll bring them front and center so you can see them. I'm not going to open all of them, but these are all envelope cards, and the ones that he sends to Batman during the course of the film itself. We'll just take one out as an example. Now, The envelopes themselves are a nice card. The lettering on the front is really, really nice. We'll grab another one. They all say "To the Batman" on the front, but the handwriting is slightly different. The cards inside themselves are quite a thin. Well, they're a paper actually. Let's call it what it is. They're paper, but yeah, they've all been printed on the inside. So this one says "See you in hell." We'll open one more while we're here. Let's take a look at what's in this one. Trying not to crease them. These bend very, very easily as they're just paper and card. Let's see if this one won't come out on camera. It's not going to cooperate. Oh, there it is. And we'll see if my sausage fingers can't pick this one up. And what does this one say? In these trying times, never forget. And on the inside, we have I'm just a phone call away, answer. And then we've got this print on the other side as well, and that is so small I can barely read it. But yeah, there's a variety of these, and as I say, as far as I can tell, they are all screen accurate. So a nice inclusion if you're wanting to include them in the display itself. So yeah, that's all the cards. We'll put those to one side. What else do you get? Let's take a look at this coffee cup. Now, this is very small, 6 scale coffee cup. It's all one piece of sculpted plastic, both the saucer and the cup itself. It's got some nice green paint applications on the side there, on the cup as well. There are some rings on there. And in the centre, you've got a plastic insert with the question mark in there, meant to look like it's been putting chocolate on top of the coffee itself. So yeah, another nice addition there if you're wanting to have him holding it or have it in the display. There's your 1/6 scale coffee cup, so we'll put that to one side. And probably the most important accessories are these, so we'll get these front and centre. We'll start with the duct tape itself. You get 2 rolls. There's one unspooled and one spooled. This is a spooled one. All one piece of sculpted plastic. Paint applications on there are nice. I'm not sure if the camera's picking this up, but it's even got that web effect on the surface there that you see on duct tape. So yeah, one complete roll, not unwound, shall we say. And then you get this unwound version as well, which is really, really nice. Now, once again, it's done it exactly the same way, only you've got this the plastic section coming off the roll itself. It's got that same webbing on there. The paint applications are nice. It's got that silver paint app to give it that sense of realism, and can be used for posing the figure with. So yeah, you can swap that out. You can have this one attached. You can have him holding this one. Really, there's a lot of options there. So yeah, they're very nicely done. We'll put those to one side. And finally, the carpet tuckers themselves. Now there are 2 of these. Both sculpted plastic. They're not no metal here. Relatively simple sculpt. Yeah, and paint application. Just silver paint on top, and that's it. There's some dimpling on the handle there. There's no weathering particularly on here, although they just look like there are some scratches. Now, I don't know whether that's actually just part of the production process or whether they're intentional, but it looks like there is some scratching and weathering on there. Albeit relatively minor. So yeah, you get one that's clean and one with blood on. And there's blood on the handle there. It's a relatively light application of blood paint, nothing too heavy. And there's some spatters and some on the edge of the carpet tool as well. So yeah, there you have it. Those are your 2 carpet tuckers. So those are all the accessories. So what we'll do next is what we always do. Let's bring the man out himself. Let's get him front and centre. Let's get him onto that stand, onto the turntable, and take a close-up look at the Riddler himself. Okay, so here he is, straight out of the box, straight onto the stand, straight onto the turntable. It's the Conundrum Man, aka the Riddler. And yeah, first impressions. Bit of a mixed bag, I have to say, on handling the figure straight out of the box, but we'll come to that. I think some of those issues are around the body. But first impressions, just as going on appearance, are pretty good. As far as I can see, they've got the proportions right, the colours are right, the materials are right. But yeah, we'll do as we always do. We'll stop him from spinning, and we'll start at the bottom and work our way up. So let's stop the turntable and take a close-up look at this guy. Okay, let's... I'm going to actually lift this camera up ever so slightly so we can get him all in shot and bring him slightly closer in. Yeah. So, starting at the bottom, boots. All one piece of sculpted plastic, no split-cut boot design here. The sculpting and paintwork is okay. It's pretty good, although it looks like they could use some more weathering here. In fact, the whole figure could, but we'll come to that. The eyelets are nicely painted on the boots themselves, sculpted laces. As I say, no split-cut boot design here, so limited in the posing department there. But yeah, the boots look the right size and the right shape. Going up to these canvas cargo pants, nice cotton material. I believe the colour is screen accurate. Now this one isn't tucked in properly. Herein lies one of the issues with this figure when it came out of the box. The boots weren't on evenly, and I've had this before with figures. Normally it's down to the especially when the trousers the pants are being tucked into the top of the boots, that the foot hasn't been pegged on, so it took some finagling to get this to stand up straight. And I still don't think he's 100% accurate, so it's something I'm going to have to look at after this review. But yeah, the cargo pants themselves are, as I say, nicely coloured, the right colour. The stitch work is nice on there. If the camera's picking this up, you've got working pockets on the sides there. We'll bring him round to the back. Yeah, same quality of stitch work around the back here, around the pockets and so on. Moving up, I mean, let's get the elephant in the room out of the way straight away. This is a relatively simple figure. There's nothing complex here. There's not even a head sculpt, a facial head sculpt to have to worry about. All you're looking at really are cargo pants, jacket, and masked head sculpt, and that's pretty much it. So it's something that's difficult to get wrong, let's put it that way. But let's have a look at this jacket. Now, the jacket in its style, I believe, is screen accurate. The colour is pretty much spot on, although I do think it might be slightly out, maybe in a slightly deeper green. I'm not 100% certain. Please correct me in the comment section below if I'm getting this wrong. But the jacket is nicely done. It's nicely proportioned. It fits well and it falls well. You've got a 6-scale zip at the front here. There are buttons on here. Now, I'm not sure whether these buttons undo. They probably do, but I'm not going to chance my arm on that one. You have working pockets here. This guy doesn't stand well because of that foot issue that we spoke about. Another inaccuracy here as well, I think, are these drawstrings on the front of the jacket itself. I don't think he had these drawstrings, as far as memory serves me. These weren't present on the jacket in the film. So whether you took these away, whether I actually cut them off, I'm not sure yet. But yeah, these will be being dealt with after this review. The jacket itself, the stitch work is nice. The symbol on the chest there is nicely done and screen accurate. We'll bring it round to take a look at the back. Once again, that symbol's repeated on the back, and once again the accuracy is there. The stitch work on the jacket is very nice. There's no padding there. The hood is nicely done, and I'm not sure whether you can actually pull that hood up. It's not an option that I would be having in the display. I would have it hood down, but it looks like you can do that if you want to. Material's nice, stitch work's nice. And herein lies another problem. You've already picked up on this. Now, as you can see, he's falling forward here. Now, the body underneath this figure doesn't feel particularly high quality to me. This is a brand new figure, as I mentioned before, and straight out of the box. In fact, I'll actually lift it up so you can see this and get him into shot. Very janky around the chest and waist area. Very, very loose indeed. As you can see, if the camera's picking this up, exceptionally loose. Not good at all. I mean, literally, if you shake him, his legs wobble. So perhaps not the best body in the world. While we're here, actually, let's check these joints. You've got ratchets at the knees, normal jointed elbows. You've got, I believe, are these butterfly joints? Yeah, it looks like there's butterfly joints at the shoulders. But yeah, let down by this jankiness in the chest and waist area. Very, very loose. And combined with that problem with with one of the legs there, it is not the most stable figure in the world. So yeah, not too impressed with the body underneath this. But The outfit itself is very, very good and very screen accurate. Perhaps another niggle, if I was to be going on a niggle quest, I would say that the weathering on this jacket is perhaps a little bit too light. It could probably use some more weathering to be 100% screen accurate. So maybe that's something that I'll look to do at a later date. But overall, pretty good. Now let's take a look at that head sculpt and that mask. Now we'll get him off the stand again and get him into shot for this, get him into camera. The mask looks pretty accurate to me. They've captured that sort of, it's plastic sculpted, and they've actually captured the colour tone correctly, I think. It looks pretty screen accurate to me. The sculpting's nice on the mouthpiece. You can see the nose. The eyes are nice and glassy underneath. There's no way of recognising this as Paul Dano, but you know, that's the nature of the character. The back of the head, and we'll just pull this hood down so you can see. Now, in the film, I believe what he had his head wrapped in is saran wrap, or what we call in the UK as cling film. And what they've done here is actually just covered it in a sort of slightly milked out plastic, clear plastic, to give it that saran wrap, that cling film look. It works. It's a solution, and it works. But yeah, the head sculpt itself, it's nothing too complex there. Simply it's getting that mask right. They've got the creases in there. The paint applications perhaps could be weathered a little bit more, but the creasing's nice. And as I mentioned, the eyes are well done. I will probably be displaying it with the glasses on because that's a bit more of an iconic look, I think. But yeah, so head sculpt, pretty good. Let's pop him back on the stand and get him spinning again. So that pretty much covers everything, I think, on this figure. Opinions. Yeah, I think it's as I said right at the top there, this is a very, very straightforward figure. There is nothing complex going on here. It's just getting the outfit right and making sure that head's okay. Head sculpt's pretty good, yeah. It's pretty much on point. I think it most certainly captures the likeness of Paul Dano as the Riddler in the Batman. Proportions pretty good, clothing's very good, screen accuracy's there in the colour. I think the figure is let down by a few things. I think some of the screen accuracy is off, as we mentioned, with those gloves. I'm pretty certain that hole wasn't in those gloves. I think it could be weathered better. I think these just shouldn't be here, these cord ties. And that body, it feels to me like... I do not mean to cast aspersions on Mars Toys or 6 Feet Lane Studio, but it feels to me like they've gone for a cheap body here. Yeah, I'm not awfully impressed with some of the issues with this body, particularly this part here, this chest and waist area. But overall, as an accurate representation of the Riddler as he appears in the Batman, I think they've pretty much nailed it, proportion-wise, colours, and outfit. So a score out of 10 for this one. It's a tough one, this. I would probably have to go for a 7. Yeah, maybe a 7.5. I think some of these issues here, and maybe this is why Mars Toys went under the banner of 6 Lane for the production of this figure, because I've got a lot of Mars Toys in the collection. I've got Alfred Pennyworth, I have got Bruce Wayne, the Michael Keaton Bruce Wayne, in the dress suit. I've got the '66 Joker. I've got the 89 Joker, and all of those are of a particularly high quality. This doesn't feel quite as good. It feels like this has been made to a budget and corners have been cut. As I said, but I'm not going to cast aspersions on Mars Toys because I'm a huge fan of their work. But this to me feels like, I don't know, it's got a bit of a bargain basement feel about it. But, well, there you have it. That's my take and my opinion on the Conundrum Man. So what do you think? Have you got this figure? Is it something you've got in your collection? Is it something you're thinking of getting? I think as a companion piece to the Batman, I'm not sure whether these two are going to work together. I think some of the issues with this particular figure might be highlighted by the in-art figure, but we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. But please pop a comment in the comment section below if it's a figure you've got, and tell me your opinions. I'd be interested to hear. So I suppose all that remains for me to say is thank you for watching. I hope this review's been helpful if you're thinking of picking up this figure. If you're not thinking of picking up this figure, please let me know what you think of it in the comment section. I suppose, yeah, all that remains for me to say is take care of yourselves. Happy collecting. Just before we zip over to the mini showcase that we always do at the end, just to let you know what's coming up on the channel. Coming up very, very shortly, we've already got this in, is the 6-scale Trick or Treat Studios statue of Boris Karloff as Frankenstein. That's coming up pretty soon. We have got another Trick or Treat Studios figure coming in, which I'm really excited for. It is the Sam Loomis, Dr. Sam Loomis, as played by Donald Pleasence in Halloween. We have got the Sideshow Collectibles Clint Eastwood, Dirty Harry. I won't go on. There's lots more. We've also got actually something that should be here pretty soon as well, which is the Prime 1 and Blitzway quarter-scale statue of Paul Atreides, the still suit edition from Dune. So looking forward to that as well. But yeah, there's lots more retro reviews coming up. There's lots more new reviews coming up that I haven't mentioned. So please hit that bell notification icon and hit that subscribe button so you're not missing anything. So from Paul Dano as the Riddler, and from me, take care of yourselves, happy collecting, and it's over to the showcase.